Why do we do what we do?
Yeah. So this is what you said.
Why do we do what we do?
Yeah. And this is what you.
Question. I often ask that. Again.
And this is how we start a day in Cyprus.
3 days to go. Nothing better than taking all this mess off the wall into a beautiful deck.
So it's Wednesday, it's coming up to 2:30. We're just about to jump on a call with the client. It's myself, Wes and Martin. We've been basically working on the brand audit for the last few weeks to having a look at their current positioning, offering, their competition, their customers, and we really want to present back to the client today with regards to what their brand looks like from the outside.
So one thing I always get asked is about the setup, about the prep. So I'm going to show you what goes into this famous trolley. We get a spinner that helps just get things around. You're going to definitely need a projector, extension cable, all your markers, post-its that we can't live without. Put in water. These little hacks here, it's called vocal zone. They're throat pastels to help you keep a clear voice. Painkillers, if you have a headache in the middle of a session, what are you gonna do? Take a speaker to play some music, some client works related stuff, some sheets. The three things that you can't plan for are the environment, the time, or the people. Sometimes you stick to the set list, but you might have to react. And everything that goes into this box helps us react.
This morning I'm driving to Luton to pick Martin up from the airport. He's flying in from Cyprus. We've been waiting for Martin for the past 3 hours. No, I'm only kidding. We're waiting for Martin just to come through. And there he is. What time is? How you doing, man?
Good man,
Good man, yeah.
We call it brand, some other people call it alignment, integration workshop, and it's getting the company to finally all together go into the same direction, right? So that's why during the workshop we have the CEO, we have the head of sale, we have the head of product, because you can create a brand strategy, but if it's not connected with the business strategy, it's not going to come to life.
Brand is a business effort, but it's a longer term business effort.
The military.
Smiley!
Do I get smiley faces? Are you sure that's enough?
Look, this is ash packing. Look, I'll show you how ash packs. One item, one bag. You need another bag.
Where the fuck's the pot?
Exactly, in the fucking middle of nowhere.
Basically, what's going to happen the next 4 days we're here?
So we're on our way to Newark right now for a company called Reuseabox. They're a sustainable packaging company. So we're into what is this time a 4-day event. We'll spend 2 days with the client. We'll then work together in isolation, come up with what is pretty much a brand foundation, and then on the last day we'll then present that back to the client.
What's the most exciting thing when it comes to the workshops?
We know the process, we know the problem, but we don't really know the outcome. So every project is different, every client is different, every strategy is different, and that's why I think I love this. They need to be willing for change, and they need to be willing to share everything they've done so far.
Yeah, I agree. I think being open to conversation, even if it's not going to be the thing that they do, because I think a lot of people do that, don't they? They scared to just have the conversation.
Because I think where we differ, and I'm not saying this, we feel accountable. Like, we want that to succeed. So it's not just like a quick fucking 10, 20 grand here. It's like, no, like, we're gonna do this. Like,
Our name is attached to it.
How many times have I said, like, you're not just giving me that answer to shut me up, right?
when we work with clients, it's almost our own brand. It's like our brand babies. So we want to make sure they activate everything that we've discovered, we've identified, we've planned in that workshop. Because if they don't have someone accountable internally, which most of the time they don't have a brand person, then it just ends up as a strategy document on their desk that gathers dust. Yeah, that's a bigger challenge, and you know the thing is we're not coming in here to specifically pressure test your business concepts, because this is a brand strategy thing. Although we will be looking at that because there's so much we can do within 4 days or even 5 days, but it's good to consider all of this because, you know, whichever direction we go now and we're aligned with, then that will inform all of these business decisions.
When we only have a half a day today, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. And we cannot stop them when the knowledge starts to come, when their idea starts to spill, when the conversation starts to give nuggets, right? So we need to let them go from one side, and from the other side, we need to make it fast. We need to be in those timelines, right?
It's another day, another good day to make a brand baby to set out there, set it up for victory. As always, what we know, we know. What we don't know, we're gonna figure it out. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it!
Yeah, so every 6.5 pallets saves about 5 trees. They cut down about 3 billion trees with a B last year just for paper-based packaging.
We divided the teams into 3 with five people in each table. So we're gonna be doing a two-way approach to the convergent and divergent. So they will converge and work together, and then diverge and work on isolation, then present back and unite with the teams.
I think there's a misalignment in this company, and we're gonna delve into that and align you guys. I just want to put the warning out, like, don't be fearful, don't worry. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm gonna address that shortly. But you're in a safe space right now. Anything you do say is taken in good regards and is useful, and we can work with it. Brand is definitely not fluff if it aligns leadership. Right, if this thing called brand helps align our leadership, and we all make those swift decisions, and we're all going in one route, in one direction, and we all know where we're going, it's not fluff. Right? It's an actual logistical tool we can use.
We're gonna go into the brand obituary, so we're gonna ask them to kill their brand and envision what happened in these 25 years, from the death of the brand to when we started working together now. So unknowingly they will be working on their vision, mission and purpose as well, and act like a journalist that is writing an obituary article for this brand that died.
Imagine had all the money in the world. You had the money in your bank account.
Bigger thing.
What's the other thing that you'd want to do? What is, like,
I don't
you
know,
know,
I probably would try change the world.
Go for it then. Get it on a post-it.
but
How would you change it?
How would this company change the world, and what exactly will it do?
I need your speaker to read out this obituary. Underline anything that you want to bring to the party.
Discussing, agreeing and disagreeing on the purpose. We've been nailing down this key topic for a couple of hours now. I think everyone is tired, but we really need to land on something that the whole organization is agreed and aligned before moving on, because this is literally the key pillar on which everything else that we will do in the next couple of days will rotate. So it's been a tiring, exhausting first day,
but we are not done yet. We really need to get that purpose aligned before we move on into the next phases.
There has to be that emotive factor in. So if it's without emotion, if it's without goosebumps, then they're just words.
A round of applause to yourselves. It was a good day.
I think it's a lot more powerful when you've got everyone on board. I mean, we've left the room with alignment, and I think that's really powerful. I don't think we'd do that if you guys weren't here.
Oh, here's where we need to record. All right, boys. Day 2, same shit on the menu today. We're just gonna fucking smash it. And as always, what we know, we know. What we don't know, we're gonna figure it out. 3, 2, 1. Bomba! Go fucking get it.
This is a really important part of the workshop where we're designing the ideal customer for the client. Once we know who the customer is, we know how to talk to them, how to communicate to them in terms of marketing, and just gives us a very clear idea of where we're going and who we're targeting in terms of sales and things like that as well.
Second day always comes easier because they're all a bit more relaxed, they are more in the mood, they start writing immediately. That's why we always leave the hard work to Wes and then we do the easy stuff. This is what's happening. So the idea will feel 100% authentically that came from them because we facilitated the idea generation, right? So our goal is always doing that, helping them build their own brand.
It's a framework that we've created that comes off of basically judo or chess. Like the strategy of chess is always thinking one step ahead of your opponent. So when we take that into brand, we look at our competition and think about what they're doing now, and then we think one step ahead. And then we think, right, let's counter that move by doing this. And then we think one step ahead of that. So like if our competition then does the same move as us, what are we doing after that? So we're always thinking one step ahead of our competition.
You can't really describe this on a call.
But that's why we have John here. He's gonna create the most amazing, impressive brand strategy video. Is that a problem or?
No. I was just being greedy and trying to get you to give me more competitors.
They are developing their brand personality based on traits. So we're giving them specific cues and they have to give an answer and give a personality trait.
You've got the start of a brand which you need to start activating, okay? But well done, like you're done. I know it's a slog, I know it's hard to keep you, I know this room and its dynamics was hard at some points, but you're in. This is it. You've just created a brand. You're about to birth a brand baby, so congratulations.
From a marketing background, I found it really, really useful to be able to identify certain things and also be able to tell the rest of the team why they're so important as well. I think sometimes that people think that marketing is a bit of a buzzword and as well as branding, so I think it's been able to pinpoint a lot of key points about the company and everyone can get involved with it.
This is the time that we process all the information that we got from our client, extruded all that information out, and now we're trying to formulate it into the foundations of a brand strategy document in super speed time. So we're all tackling this from different angles, taking different responsibilities, and working through a document in real time. I don't know, and then I would almost challenge to bring that back in.
So I'm wondering,
wondering if this should be positioning.
When you're a strategist on your own, your strategy is the best strategy because there's no one to challenge you, right? So the only person that challenges you is the client. When there's three of you throughout this whole process, we're challenging the strategy as we're going along, and we're just stressing it and testing it constantly. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of the things that people don't see, especially the client, is how much it's developed in this short time before it even gets to them.
Last day. It always gets, it's a mixed feeling of the last day. I mean, this was a longer week, but it's a mixed feeling because it's momentum all the way, and it's a little bit of an anticlimax or afterwards. We call it the brand workshop hangover.
For me, it's crazy how you three guys collaborate together in a in a great state of flow, without interrupting each other, without bumping into each other. You just add upon layers, upon layers, upon layers. The way you seem to a Zoom call is exactly how you are. A bit more amplified, obviously, a bit more amplified in person.
Right guys, last day, let's bring it home, let's bring it for our landing and go back to our normal lives, you know. As always, what we know, what we don't know, we're gonna figure it out. 3, 2, 1, bomba! Let's cake it.
This is where everything comes back together, right? So we read all the stuff that they work together, or the vision and a beautiful story of where the brand will go. We had goosebump moments, alignment, lots of nodding, and this is what we feed on. We feed on these moments. We feed on these people that building their brand, aligning, getting themselves emotional. And then the natural next step of that, it was creating the brand story. So now Arsh is doing his brand story workshop and then writing down a story connected to the audience. And it's getting easier because now they have a purpose, they have a mission, they have a vision, and now they're getting down and creating these stories, so then they can activate it into the content and start generating awareness and traction for the brand. So everything is coming together on the last day.
Sometimes you might have that imposter syndrome as well. I know I do still. You know, I've got 60,000 followers, 2 years in, I create content every day. I still worry if am I doing this right? It was a therapeutic post for me originally. I knew I had to speak to people. My wife kept saying to me, you need to go and see or speak to someone, and me being me, I was like, I don't want to speak to anyone, but then I'll write it, and that was good enough for me, and I wrote it and instantly regretted it, but I'm glad I did. Because honestly, it sounds cheesy, but it completely, at 44 or 42 hours then, it changed my life. Like, it made me confident, it made me really embrace who I am and stop really giving a shit about what people think.
Well done.
Go sell some boxes now.
I mean, you know, when you've been in a commercial environment like I have for so many years, and in leadership as well, you know, I've seen and done a lot of courses, but this was really insightful because it really goes into depth about where we are, what we're really trying to do, and who we are, and that's really important. I think you've given us a lot of direction to think about.
Okay, cool. So that's a wrap.
The other one's going to miss the train, John.
That is fine.
We do it.
That's a wrap, baby.
Promo code Nottingham.
Wish Adam's people.
Sheffield.